Keep your spot there instead. Okay, we're going to the lot, guys. Here, I mean, you don't have to totally focus on it, but you wanna film this? I'll get some pictures. Just keep it on your hand. Mainly just keep it up. You don't have to look through it.
Behind us now, you can see the lower gates beginning to close.
Then the water's going to lift up and we're going to go.
Pretty neat,
Relax.
huh?
Oh, just wait and see, Lally.
They lift that big boom down there. See that? I wonder what the boom is for. Did they say? Pretty neat, Lolly. Now the water is going to come in.
Now the water's going to raise up and then it's
There's the observation deck. Anybody we know? Pretty neat,
The gates behind us are now closed, and the water on the other side of the gates ahead of us is about 3 feet from the top of the gates, 21 feet higher than the water level we're now on. Extending the full length of this lock and beyond the gates at both ends are large tunnels, with a large valve located inside each end. These tunnels run under the floor of this lock and under the gates ahead of us and behind us. To raise us from the Lake Huron water level to the Lake Superior level, the filling valves beyond the gates ahead of us will be open, allowing the higher water on the other side of the gates to flow down under the gates through the tunnels and up into the lock through the openings in the floor of the lock. The emptying valves located inside the ends of the tunnels behind us are closed, so that the Lake Superior water entering this lock cannot escape through the gates behind us to the lower level. The flow of water into the lock is all by gravity, and no pumps are required. Once the water inside the lock reaches the safe level, the water on the other side of the gates ahead of us, the gates ahead of us will be opened and we'll continue on the tour. A lot of our past passengers have expressed concern about the water seeping through the seal in the gates up here in front of us. We just like to remind folks that this is a government operation. There's always leaks.
The lock is now being filled with Lake Superior water, and in a few minutes you'll be looking over the top of the lock walls. The lock can be filled with water for 10 to 15 minutes. The only power required to operate the locks is the power to operate the gates, valves, and safety bolts.
Realize they had
The water
It's all
flowing
by
into the lock
gravity.
at a rate of 1.5 million gallons per minute.
See where it's flowing in?
During the navigation season, about 100 million tons of freight pass through the Soo Locks. The largest
there's a
percentage
freighter
of
in
this
here,
freight is
doesn't it
taconite
move
iron
as much
hotels
water?
from the lines of the Western end of Lake Superior.
Well, they don't.
Approximately 2/3 of all the taconite
Yes.
produced in the U.S. and Canada moves
Yeah,
through the
look
Soo
at that.
Locks.
See the ship over
Freight
the other side,
eastbound from
Connor?
Lake Superior consists mostly of taconite iron hotels,
didn't
low
like to
sulfur
run
coal,
the
wheat, and other
Soo
grains.
Locks in
Freight
without
westbound
barges
into
up
Lake
with
Superior
it.
consists mainly of coal and crushed limestone. There is no toll charge for any ship from any nationality
Not as
using
much traffic
the
anymore.
locks.
It's really down. We're lucky
The Soo
today
Locks
to
are
see
in
all these
operation from late
freighters.
March until the middle of January. At the
The
close
fog
of the
was a
navigation
good
season in January, the locks needing repair or drain, inspected for damage, repaired and upgraded to spring. Other winter maintenance work includes boat gear and equipment repair. The Soo Locks
Watch
has a
the gates.
workforce
You
of
can see where
approximately
the
100
water's going to
people.
go up over those.
They are responsible for maintaining and operating the locks, the U.S. power plant, and dredging the navigation
This ship is
channels
going
of the St.
down.
Mary's River. There is usually 2 to 5 feet of ice on the St. Mary's River and large portions of Lake Superior during
Yeah,
the
well,
winter months.
he's going up.
In the spring of the year,
Isn't
the
he?
United States Coast Guard icebreaker
Or maybe he is
Mackinac
coming
and
in.
small
You're right,
icebreaker
he's coming in
Cup
still.
Academy Bay. Breaking path through the
He's
ice
really
is
long.
get underway. The freighters are often convoyed through the ice
And they
fields
just
by
kind
the
of
icebreakers.
send things in. If they get
Right.
too far, they could damage them.
Right. That's why they're building a second one, is because there's only one line, but I think they're big freighters, and they're building a second one. They've been, yeah, been talking about it, they've been working on it for a while, and he did mention it was.
If you look
not-
off to the
not-
right in the coal lock, you see the Walter J. McCarthy Jr. It is 1,000 feet long, 105 feet wide, with a cargo capacity of 78,850 tons. Built in 1977. On the same location where the number 2 lock is today, the state of Michigan built the state lock in 1855, to which the Salem vessel Columbia carried the first cargo of only 132 tons of iron ore. Today, the cargo carrying capacity of ships has increased to over 70,000 tons. In 1881, the Weitzel lock was opened where the number 1 lock is today, eventually being replaced by the cargo lock in 1943. In 1886, General Orlando M. Poe supervised the removal of the state lock and began construction of the original coal lock, which operated from 1896 to 1961. The original coal lock was later expanded to its current size and opened in 1969 at a cost of $40 million. Today there are 5 Soo Locks, 4 American and 1 Canadian. The 3rd and 4th locks are being as originally constructed. However, a new super lock has been designed to replace the existing 3rd and 4th American locks. The flags you see on the lock wall represent some of the shipping companies that use the Soo Locks. Each year, many ocean vessels from countries all over the world pass through the Soo Locks. The principal cargo taken from the Lake Superior ports are grain and grain products. An ocean vessel must descend 602 feet in a stairway of 16 different locks in it to reach the Atlantic Ocean from Sault Ste. Marie. The first lock is here at Sault Ste. Marie, where vessels lower 21 feet from Lake Superior to Lake Huron. After crossing Lake Huron, a vessel enters Lake Erie. The 8 locks of the Welland Canal, which bypass Niagara Falls, lower the vessel 326 feet from Lake Erie to Lake Ontario. The 7 locks of the St. Lawrence Seaway lower the vessel 224 feet from Lake Ontario to the Atlantic Ocean. The remaining 31-foot route is caused by the natural descent of lakes and rivers within the system. This 1,624-mile journey from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan to the Atlantic Ocean takes about 150 hours or a little over 6 days. Passengers riding on board our tour boats have asked for additional information on the Soo Locks and other lock and canal systems of the world. We published a special 112-page book entitled Locks and Ships, answering many of the questions on the Soo Locks, the St. Lawrence Seaway, and the Panama Canal. Included in the book is a listing of American and Canadian freighters cargo carrying capacity and the year they were built. The book covers the history of this area, from has charts and nautical terms, a section with a short story of the freighter Edmund Fitzgerald and other ships that were lost in November storms in the Great Lakes.
It also covers the historical lighthouses of the area and has a complete copy of our lock tour narration. On page 73 is a color photograph of the vessel you're now on in the Thomas. The Locks and Ships book sells for only $7 and is available here in the pilot house on the upper deck. If anyone who purchases a copy of the book would like to have their copy signed by the captain or crew, we'd be happy to do that for you at the time of your purchase. And the Locks and Ships book will be available here in the wheelhouse at the entire duration of the trip.
Yes. Yep.
That's amazing.
It is pretty cool. It's really cool to see this great big ship next to us here, going downstream.
Let Ella stand in front of Yemi.
Here you go.
Look at the water beyond the gate, Ella. It's so much lower.
We go out into the lake, into the river, and then we kind of, they all actually, well, the passage has on a tour, there's a steel line over there, a little bit through that. And then we usually go down through the Canadian Locks. I don't know what they'll do this today, but.
Aren't we on the Titanic?
Yep. I don't see one, but
And that was the one that we passed.
yes, yep.
Here, I'll take this so I can get the door open.